Hey, good morning to you. Today we're going to talk about some we'll call them limiting beliefs, or like the invisible upper limits that we all happen to have that nobody realizes they have until they all of a sudden hit them. So no matter where you're at in the world, I'm sending you blessings from California. Hello, the Mohanty Yagi. The Mohant Yagi, good morning to you. But yeah, today we're talking about, man, we'll call them the limiting beliefs, the upper limits we have. Because here's the truth. Everybody has this invisible upper limits. There's a guy named Gay Hendricks has a great book called Make the Leap, and he talks about some interesting things in the book, and it's real, but nobody sees it as being real. Good morning, Luke Chappell. How you doing, man? Good morning, good morning. And he talks about this concept of, even people that are multi-millionaires, they have this invisible upper limit. And if you give yourself the permission for a moment to think about this might be a little bit of a game changer for you. So I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving yesterday if you're from the States. If you're not, I hope you had an amazing Thursday or Friday, whatever day, time it is in your zone of the world. I'm sending you love from where I'm at right now. And we had a late night, but here's the thing. We had a late night. We got in. I didn't go to bed till like 12:45, and I still got out to hang with you because you mattered to me. And so I was having, I got a great sleep, and then I woke up and I got some cool messages. Good morning, Sonia D. Lucas. Had a message this morning. It was interesting. So here's the truth. There's a person that is in one of my coaching programs, and she has a great heart. And what she was talking about was, I've had some great accomplishments, some things I've done, major purchases she's made in situations that had to do with things that she never thought she'd actually accomplish, but she reached it. And then she said, along this journey, I'm still realizing I got a lot of upper limits, limiting beliefs that I'm not able to press past. I was like, man, here's my perspective. It is really crazy in our life. We accomplish things. You've accomplished something, but you've accomplished it with your hands behind your back. You've accomplished it with a limiter. You know what a limiter is? So limiter is like if you go to any kind of foreign country, you like rent jet skis or something, they put like a little screw behind the throttle so you can't press the throttle anymore. It limits the full expression of that engine so you can go fully quick, right? All that horsepower gets tucked aside. I do speak quickly. My apologies, Si. I got passion for what I do. I've thought about talking slower, but then it doesn't seem to work as well. So I just don't do that. My apologies. I love you still. I hope we can kind of pick up the pace or I can kind of slow down. We'll figure it out. Here's the truth. There's this limiting aspect. Many mindful. I'm going to have you come on. Definitely many mindful moments. Give me a minute to get this thought. I would love to have you on because I love your comments. You're so heartfelt. I love it. So what happens is we live our lives with a limiter. We have this perspective where it's like we're going to create something and do something. We do accomplish some things, but we do it with a limiter. And my question to you is, what if that thing was full bore? What if that engine was wide open? What if you lived in a space and a pace that was just every single bit of your soul out there without any kind of limiting beliefs slowing you down? And here's how they show up. I got a plan. I'm going to do this. I step into that moment to execute on that plan. And I may, and then we don't go full. And because we don't go full, we don't get that full amazing result. And it's difficult, man. I see a lot of people do this in life because there's a lot of things we worry about that we should never worry about. And can I tell you not to worry about it? No. Can I control your feelings? No. Can you control your feelings? No. The feelings just happen. But we have this life we're living, and you have a life you've lived till now. You've probably had some success. You feed yourself. You might have a vehicle. You probably got a job. You got some clothes. You got a phone. You can look at things. You've had some success. I'm not taking any of that from you. What I am saying, though, is what if it could have been greater? I'm a man. I like to be as honest and transparent as possible. So I played in the NFL. And I had in the NFL, I was, in the top in the world for the sport that I play. I'm playing in the NFL, right? And while I was there was a time when I wanted to quit. A time when it got too hard. I'm not even kidding. I was 20 feet from quitting. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers my rookie year. I'd already called my coach, called my agent, called my wife, like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm telling you this because this is real. Imagine getting to the highest level in the world, working your and then thinking you didn't belong. That's how I felt. It was incredibly difficult. It was scary. It was hard. No one cared that I was there. I had a bunch of teammates that I wouldn't even call teammates. They were dudes trying to take my job while I'm trying to take their job, Coaches every day just digging into you, telling you they want to send you home because they got to know who got the medal, In those moments, man, my limiting beliefs got the best of me. At the highest level in the world, I climbed to it. I got up there and said, I don't know if I belong here. I'm out, right? I was thinking this in my head. Thankfully, I got pulled away by a God-sent man who stopped in right at this weird moment and pulled me to the side, had a deep conversation, saved me. Here's a weird story. I'd had this necklace around my neck that had a picture of my son engraved on a dog tag. He was like 1 or 2 at the time, and he was engraved in my dog tag. And I remember I'd lost it at practice, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then when this guy pulled me aside, he asked me questions about my son. He's like, hey, what would your son think if you were to leave right now? What would you tell him in 10, 20, 30 years when he asks, Dad, how'd you leave the NFL? And you have to tell him you quit. Like it pressed upon me. So I was like, I'm going to dig in. I stayed, man. I stuck it out. My heart came back into it. He helped me remove some of those limiting beliefs I had. He's telling me about God put me in a certain position to be here right now. You don't walk away from something that's on a calling for your life. It shifted my perspective in that moment and got me back to right. Here's the crazy thing. I go back to practice the very next day, and hanging on my locker is the dog tag of my son's picture. Somebody who was part of like the yard facilities or the facilities around, they grabbed this dog tag. Someone knew was mine, put it on my locker. Had I left, I never would have got that dog tag. And when I got there, it was a very clear reminder of what I was supposed to be doing. God had said, hey, man, don't take off like your son needs you to be able to have that story that you went out when you went out, right? So it was this perspective of I want to get you to realize there are a ton of upper limits no matter where you are at in life. You could be at a high peak doing some great things. There's still some more to get to, because I realized this. How much better could my career in the NFL have been had I not been playing just to get by? Seriously, how much better could my NFL career have been if I was playing at every ounce of what I had inside of me? Because there were times when I wasn't. That year I wasn't. And that how you start something, it takes off. You have trajectory changes, right? I went out on an injury. Like, thankfully, I buckled down. I got to work again. I beat one dude out with the Pittsburgh Steelers for a workout. It's a whole different story. That was a crazy story. But I tore my shoulder, man, and my career ended. But I saved my brain, and I got to be home, and I get to do this, and I love this so much more. You'd be surprised. I would, if I had a choice, I would do this. Money is and everything included. I love the fact that I could be home with my family, save my brain. I may not have this world stage and all that crazy money, but man, I got an upwelling of joy in my heart for what it is I get to do in this world and who I get to be with consistently. But I'm telling you, there's an upper limit past whatever you have got going on in your life. And that's what I wanted to think about. That's what I wanted to share with you today. There's going to be a thing you've accomplished, which is great no matter what you've accomplished. But there's some more if you can extract more and give that little extra gas, a little extra level of energy. And I want you to think about doing that this coming year. Like, think about how could you go into the next year and not play just at a level of being like, I'm okay, I'm doing enough, I'm here, but play at a level where it's almost brazen, like just bold, like this, I'm showing up this year, whether you like it or not. This is going to be all of me on the table. And think just that maybe 5% more. It could equate to like 50 to 100% more of joy and happiness and peace and accomplishment in life. Because there's a lot of opportunities you're not seeing, you'll never see, because you're just playing at the level of where you have a certain comfort. You got to play 1 inch out of control, a little bit more brazen and bold, and you'll find that you can get more out of you and accomplish great things. Because you've accomplished things without that. I think you've accomplished great things without that. What happens when you put it in? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. Good morning, Denise Pendexter. Hey. I'm glad you enjoyed Nana B. Kaz. I have a weird level of joy in me that I like to share with you guys. And that's the beautiful part of it. Here's what I've realized is that there's a lot of things in my life I've desired to have. And when I wanted them the most, I could not just sit there and wait for it to come to me. And a lot of it, like emotionally, like I grew up in foster care, was given away. So I didn't really have a lot of those emotions of feeling like I mattered, right? I had to go and give to something that gave me a feeling of that. I had to go and make somebody else matter. And you get to share in the emotion of it all. So here's what here's the best way to look at it too. If my kids, and this may give you a single lesson we could walk away from this day from, and then hopefully it'll be a lesson that maybe lands in a good way. My kids, they have their father in the house. My kids have abundance, man, levels that I never experienced as a kid. I do not know what their childhood experience is like. I am so very distant from understanding the experience of what it would be like to have my father give me a hug, to have my parents there in the morning, to have my parents together. I didn't have a single of my biological parents in the household growing up. I had foster families, and they weren't good, most of them. Most of them were not good, unfortunately. And so I do not get my kids' experience, man. I don't understand what it's like to be given whatever I really desire and want most, be taken care of, to get rights to sports, have sports paid for. My first year of football, I paid for on my own at 14 with a paper round. Like, We didn't have money, man. We didn't have much. And so my kids never had that struggle. The conversation around college, it's a norm in my household. In my family, I'm the only one to go to college. Like, it's a very weird dynamic. So I do not, I'm trying to anchor this down. I do not understand my children's childhood experience. However, I am very close to the experience on this side. So as distant as I am from their experience, I am incredibly close to them as humans. I get to experience their experience through them, right? I get to give to them that experience, and I get to see it from this side of the glass. So you may not like have the same understanding of like, how do I get this thing I want? It may not be you getting it just to get it like they do. It may be you giving to it to experience it. Is it making sense? Like you might have to give to the situation to experience that. So I show up as dad and I'm present. I'm in the house. I take care of them. I get what they need as their needs are met, right? And in doing so, I get to see what it's like to have that. I get to weirdly stop for a moment and breathe it in and say, man, that's what it's like to have that go on in life. So when you want something, when you desire something, whatever it might be, don't expect it always to be something that just comes to you. Sometimes it means you have to invest into that area to get that return. Hope this makes sense for you guys. And this is my last message today. As we progress on to the rest of the weekend, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to the Tyson, which is Roy Jones Jr. fight tomorrow. It's a Tyson fight. I'm gonna say it's a Tyson fight. He's fighting somebody that's very famous too, but it's a Tyson fight. It just is when Tyson's fighting. But looking forward to that. But here's the thing: I want you to really take inventory of the life you have already. It's probably abundant and amazing in whatever capacity it is right now. But think about this: what could your life be if you lived that life without a limiter at all? Like if there was nothing slowing you down, nobody slowing you down, you not letting people take you off course, man, what would your life look like a year from now, 6 months from now, let alone a year from now? What would your life look like right now if over the last year you were in fact putting things out, doing work at a tick that was far beyond what your brain thought was possible? Just because your body can do it. You can physically do things, physically say and walk and talk. Your body moves like mine moves, speaks like mine can speak. Your body is just like mine. So what can you accomplish with that? Past whatever your brain is stopping you from doing. Take the limiter off. See what the world has for you as you go out and get it. Take care. God bless.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.